When they all got up and they said, all right, what do you want us to do? I said, well, I don't really know, but your mastermind group, we're going to give you a share of the profits, we're going to grow this one motorcycle shop, and we're going to make a big load of money, and we're going to have some fun together. Okay? Now, I didn't know the power of a mastermind group, but when you start sharing your dream and your vision with a few other people, and they start getting a buzz out of it, and things start to click. And ever so quickly, these guys, one of them come back and said, Ron, do you realise there's a motorbike shop for sale over in Croydon? Oh, I'll go and check it out then. Another one coming, oh, do you realise there's a motorbike shop in Wandsworth? And I would just go out and buy these motorbike shops, just like that, bang, 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 bang. And ever so quickly, from this lad who was one day a carpenter, and the first motorbike shop, very quickly I had 7 motorbike shops. Biggest chain of motorbike shops in South London. And accidentally, on the way, I picked up 2 furniture shops as well. Just by accident, by default, because I thought they looked good. And they cost the same, so I took them. And a 40-bedroom hotel. Okay? Yeah. So having a lot of fun. Now, I come across it all the time, because when you're a young man in business, and now I'm a corporate financier, and I do understand the difference between cash flow and profit. But in those days, I wasn't, you know, as a carpenter, not educated, and this business just happened. And there was a lot of cash flow. And to me, in life, you either had money or you didn't have money, right? Money, no money, right? Simple as that. And if you've got money, what do you do with it? What do you think I did? So, I've got all this cash flow coming in, I had a blast. I bought a Trans Am, I bought an Aston Martin, more racing motorbikes, I spent money, booze, I used to drink whiskey and smoke these little, can you imagine, what an idiot, little cigars, whiskey, and I used to be like Jack the Lad, right? The rest of the money I just wasted. Right? Okay. Let that one soak in for a minute. So, here's a clue for you, because what happened, one morning I woke up and instead of a booming business, I've got 7 empty motorbike shops. I'd sold all the stock, spent the money, hadn't reinvested the money back in stock, and I've got 7 empty motorbike shops, and I could see myself disappearing, okay, and having a big failure on my hand. So, I was tenacious then, tenacious now, and I thought, well, this isn't going to happen. I'm going to find a way of getting some money to restock these motorcycle shops. And I went to banks, I went to venture capital companies, I tried everywhere you could think of to get money, but nobody would lend or give me money to restock my shops. So this is what I did intuitively, right? I didn't really know what I was doing, but it was a wake-up call. Intuitively, I thought, well, what is it that I really want? What I really want is 7 motorcycle shops, chock-a-block with motorcycles. That's what I wanted. So I started visualising over and over again, in my imagination, in the back of my brain, in every kind of neuron, every cell in my head, I started visualising these motorcycles. Now, to me, it was impossible to fill these motorcycle showrooms up. And most people, when they have an impossible dream or a goal, they don't draw that dream into themselves, they push it away and say, I can't have that because I can't make it happen, I can't have this because I haven't got the money. But I deliberately drew that into my mind over and over again for about 3 days. And I'm not talking about all the time, I'm talking about 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening, and then odd snatches during the day, I'd start visualising all of these motorcycles in my 7 motorcycle showrooms. And I didn't know what I was doing it for, but I was desperate to create this image and make something happen. And what happened, it was incredible. On about the 3rd day, I had this little voice pop into the back of my head, and what I call now a Eureka, and it really was a Eureka. This little voice said to me, you don't need money. Just where did that come from? Don't need money. What you've got to do is go out and buy the motorcycle papers, open them up, phone all of the people selling motorcycles and say, this is Ron Holland Motorcycles, bring your motorcycle in if you've still got it for sale, we'll sell it for you. We've got finance facilities, we've got mechanics, we've got showrooms, everything you need, just bring your bike in, we'll sell it for you. Once we've sold it, we'll give you a big fat check and we'll take a commission. What I did, I made hundreds of phone calls. I bought all the motorbike papers and I made phone call after phone call after phone call, right? And what do you think happened? What happened? What do you think happened? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. And I can't tell you how gutted I was, because I came up with this Eureka that I thought was brilliant. I'd made the hundreds of phone calls and nothing happened. And what happened, on the Saturday, it was ever so quiet and I got an empty shop. On the Saturday, this big hairy Hell's Angel came in and he says, like, you know how they walk, don't you? Oh, I'm looking for Ron Holland. I said, well, what do you want him for? Like that, what do you want him for? He said he could sell my motorbike for me. Oh, I said, that's me! Oh, that's me, I'm Ron Holland, yeah. Leave it there and we'll sell it for you. So, 10 minutes later, another bike pulled up. And I said, put it there, we'll sell it for you. And really and truly, 3 months we filled those 7 motorcycle showrooms. Absolutely chock-a-block. And that's how I made my first fortune, okay? If you can think about it, stock for nothing, sale or return, where other motorcycle dealers will have it put their hands in their pocket and put in big loads of money, I just made more and more phone calls, and it was absolutely a dream way of making money, okay? Now, when I'd finished that little process, I wrote a book that I self-published called, at that time, called Get Out of Debt and Into Money. That was 1977, 32 years ago. And the funny thing about it is, that book is still bringing me in royalties today. That's nice. I'm not saying big royalties, but every 3 months I get a check. And if you look at it, you see all the places where it's on the internet, so big people have got it, they send me a check every 3 months for something I wrote 33 years ago. So that was exciting. Now, after that little experience, I liked the fame and glitter of being an author, because it was the £4 the book was, and the checks were flooding in and people loved it, and I was consulting to them and everything. And I thought, gosh, this is a lot of fun. And obviously I'd read that book, this Think and Grow Rich Now, about 100 times, and I thought, I'm going to come up with a book. And it wasn't called Talk and Grow Rich. At the time, when I had the idea to write this book, the book was called The Secrets of Psychology and the Dynamics of Success and Selling. It was like about 20 words, and I was seriously writing this book about dynamics and success and psychology, and I started writing the book. And as I got into it, it started to come together, and again, one day, it really was a Eureka experience. This kind of voice, this little Eureka, still small voice said, forget the dynamics and psychology of success and talk and grow rich. And I thought, wow, brilliant, got it. So that's how I came up with the title of that book. Okay, now, in 1979, I left the shores of the UK to become a successful author in the United States of America. Now, to cast your mind back to 1979, at that time, there weren't people just getting on planes and shipping themselves all over the world, right? It wasn't happening. The thing of going to Spain regularly, it was just beginning. Air travel was just beginning to come into its own. Freddie Laker had just started up SkyTrain. You could get a £99 ticket to get to New York. Just a one-way ticket, 99 quid. But the thing was, as a South London lad, this was very intimidating. I confess, I'd never even flown at the age of 28 or 29, however, never flown. Didn't know what America was like, obviously seen it on television, and I thought, I've got to put a program in my brain of how I'm going to get to America, how I'm going to get a deal with a publisher, and how I'm going to make this happen. So, you want to take this on board, because I know just about everybody in this room has heard of affirmations. Everybody heard of affirmations. How many of you have heard of visualizations?